The brand new first mini album titled Mujuk by tripleS's fifth subunit, Evolution, has been out for quite some time now. And listen, y'all, I am here to finally do my first listen and album review towards the album. Because for those who are familiar with the Patreon or the channel, every single time I have done an album review to tripleS as a whole, if we're talking about Assemble, right? If we're talking about prior to Assemble, we're talking about subunit Acid Angel from Asia, then leading up to Loveolution. They've been always hitting it right in terms of their music quality. Like, let's be real here, they have really built up a discography that is so rich in sound that utilizes way different kind of genres and influences that you don't get in a span of like 1 year. Let's be real here, a little bit over 1 year or so, you feel me? And the fact that they've done that and they're just pretty much have laid out album of the year right up there with the likes of my favorite album of the year so far in this year of 2023 of like Unlock My World by From Is 9 and the likes of I've by I've is a huge statement, honestly. And I'm not going to be surprised if this is going to be album of the year quality because I'm seeing familiar names, but what they did here was pretty sneaky because I'm seeing huge names that haven't worked with tripleS in the past before, if I recall correctly. The likes of Rhodanthe that I tweeted about quite some time ago once I saw the track listing. The likes of Enhanced Flower. We got Shannon Bay, who has worked with many of my favorite artists out there. Heavy Metal Wings with KZ. KZ, for those who don't know, KZ has worked with Azuana in the past before, quite consistently, as well as with the likes of Wuja Sonia. So huge credits, huge names, singer-songwriters, producers, you name it. So enough talk, let's just dive into this album review now. Alright, so the first track we have here is the intro track for this first mini album, Mujuk. I'm seeing familiar names, the likes of Bad, G-High from Mono Tree. Listen, y'all, I can never skip intro tracks or outro tracks, as a matter of fact. Like, intro tracks can totally set up, of course, title tracks and the overall soundscape to any respective album, and then outros can wrap up an album very well or lead into something special in the future. So especially when you got Bad and G-High from Mono Tree Collective in the works, you always gotta hear it out in full. So I'm gonna bring it up here right away and let go. Static sounds, sampling some static, and just the padding of the drums. Ooh, a little bit of turn disc work in the chimes there. And I wonder if these vocal samples are leading into something, right? Oh, there's the distortion too. And what's cool is like there's a good amount of like elements and instrumentations that are carried from Invincible clearly in this. The likes of the distortion, obviously, the padding of the drums, but like right here, just how that looping of that is going on. Like, we've heard that in Invincible, if I recall correctly, specifically after the additional verse 3 that we got in the song and the refrain of things. So that's really cool that I noticed in this particular intro track. But all in all, it's quite the epic intro that I think sets up the title track and is gonna lead into what is special for this mini album. But hey, let's dive into the next track now. So this next track is titled Rhodanthe. Now I'm seeing two huge individuals that I'm familiar of. That is Choi Hyun-jun and Kim Sung-soo, everyone. For those who don't know familiar the two, get familiar because they have worked with each other in the past before on huge Mujuk Sonya songs that I absolutely love and adore. And then specifically for Kim Sung-soo, he has a significant track record in terms of coming out with hits. I'm talking about working with legendary boy groups and girl groups. I am not too familiar of him as long as like the likes of the year 2003 and 2002 by any means, but huge mentions, the likes of Spica, the likes of Kara, Kim Sung-soo has worked with in the past before under the collective of Sweet Tune, and of course Infinite. I honestly think like Sweet Tune really helped establish Infinite's hits back in the day, the likes of Be Mine. And as some may know, Infinite is my ultimate boy group out there. He has also worked with the likes of IZ*ONE in the past before, Limelight, 9i very consistently, actually in all of their title tracks so far. Highly recommend their song Parallel Universe. But aside from that, Rhodanthe, I searched up the meaning behind this particular word. Apparently the Greek origin is rose blossom. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So we got sort of a flower concept and theme to this song. So I'm gonna bring it up here right away. That's actually something to note in terms of the lyrics, how the lyrics will play out. Make sure the volume is good, and let's go. Oh, right away with that Kim Sung-soo influence. And I already mentioned who he has worked with in the past before. Oh, Jiwoo. Definitely feeling that sort of like fiesta style, taking the, whoa, yeah, the future bass route with it, tropical house. Snare drum work here. Okay, building it up with the pre-chorus here. Ooh, okay. Still building up. Yeah. Oh, there it is. And the chirpy brass work. Woo. Oh, wow. I'm getting a lot of like fiesta influences, but like pre-chorus wise, definitely has that Violetta vocal direction. Ooh. Gravity, okay. I'm colored by a bright smile. But man, I love how this song really showcases their vocal work. Oh, there it goes again with the pre-chorus. Just the theatrical build-up. It just builds up a lot of good and like tension, I should say. Here we go. Say. Bit of an instrumental break and then into a post-chorus, which is cool. This reminds me of another song, and I'll talk about it later, right after. Oh. The synthesizer work here. Where's this headed, though? Wow, Jiwoo. Oh, just the non-stop, relentless intensity that we get in this is everything. Ooh, the overpowering horns too. Wow, what a magical song. And I feel like there's gonna be people that will be on the train with me, that they're completely 110% all for this song. And then some people, you know, taken away because it sounds familiar. The likes of Fiesta, the likes of Violetta, of course, by IZ*ONE. But that makes sense. We have Kim Sung-soo on this song, who has been on both of those songs. And another honorable mention that I feel like people gotta wake up to is the likes of Starlight by Limelight. I remember covering that song, and what was so fascinating about that song, it had the same influences, but I feel like Limelight Starlight connects more closely to Rhodanthe here. Hear me out. Because just how the chorus goes and then just a brief instrumental break into the post-chorus like that is more so done in the likes of Starlight by Limelight, which is an incredible trio, by the way. If you guys haven't checked out their latest song and all of their music, be sure to do so. I feel like it links on that end, and it utilizes a key in the minor, right? For Violetta and Fiesta, if I recall correctly, when I covered those songs, they were literally in the same key, G major. And those songs had more so of the liveliness feel to it. It was more lively to it and even more brightly tuned. You feel me? And that's just due to the key of G major. And for this hits into the minors for sure, without a doubt, or Rhodanthe, for those who are familiar with music and all. And for likes of Fiesta and Violetta, they had more so refrains or no post-chorus at all, just a huge jarring, like post, not like a post-chorus, but like an instrumental drop after the chorus, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Rhodanthe here, it takes a nice twist, a bit of like, of course, Violetta during the pre-chorus, the nice theatrical build-up that builds a lot of anticipation and hype for the drop, and then it has this brief instrumental break into a post-chorus that makes the chorus very earwormy and memorable. And then you got a nice follow-up with verse 2. I've got to admit, that connection with the lines of along the lines of like Gravity, am I right, that I really loved. I really loved verse 2. I think the bridge really stood out to me. In fact, I would say the verses really stood out to me in this particular song and how it played out, y'all. But there's one thing that I have to address here. I'm not saying, you know, one style is being carried on from the other by any means. This is just more so Kim Sung-soo, or like the collective of Sweet Tuna as a whole. At least for Sweet Tuna as a whole, I'm heavily familiar of. They're known for their utilizations of 80s synthesizers, like 80s influenced synthesizer work. Very strong layered melodies, as you can tell. Orchestral work, whether that be the horns, of course, percussion work, percussive sounds, and all, I should say, between that and percussion work and other tracks, you could hear more so of those orchestral influences and instrumentations laid out on those songs. But for Rhodanthe here, I think it's brilliant, right? I think if I didn't see the track listing and the credits prior to this, I would immediately sense Kim Sung-soo's influence in this song without a doubt. And I could envision a beautiful, majestic choreo tied along to this song, everyone. Let me know if they perform this, because I'll have to check it out either on my own time or for the Patreon or whatever. But yeah, this was a great start to the album, I've got to admit, B-side wise specifically, y'all. So I feel like we should be fair. We shouldn't call this like, you know, Fiesta 2.0 or Violetta 2.0, because I feel like people saying that is getting things twisted here. Keep Rhodanthe in its own zone, keep Violetta in its own zone and all. I think more so the connection there is definitely Starlight by Limelight, as it hits the minor keys. I wouldn't say exactly in the same keys. It's slower in tempo comparably to Fiesta, what I'm getting here. I wouldn't say significantly slower in tempo, but just that relentless energy. I love it. You don't get songs that have this relentless energy these days, and I feel like more and more groups should do songs that have this kind of relentless energy and never lets up to the very end of the song. I'm not saying this specific style, but tempo, energy wise and all, I love it. So I'm gonna bring it up here again to break it down bit by bit though. Hone in more so to the lyrics this time around. So I love it here, just the type of keyboard work that's utilized in EDM or house. So it's like, yeah, you would call the likes of Rhodanthe and Violetta future bass, tropical house, those two genres, and bit of EDM influences. So utilizing pretty much 3 genres in the mix here. So it's like, you gotta give it to them, the 2 individuals behind this song. So the shouting, that's very signature. Like, even before Jiwoo here, I was like, okay, I know where this is low-key going. But just from the snapping, the little stuff details, the snapping that you hear, right, that snare work, like, I love how clear in sound it is. It's very clear. The hi-hat work, like, the little stuff details matter a lot to me. Whew. This playfulness that we get at times in the vocal direction and arrangement to this song. Oh, so good. The snare drum work. Pre-chorus. A little faster. No, nah. Yeah. I hope your dreams come true. And like this chirpy brass, or more so like over-tuned synthesizer work, it could be either or. I love it, you know, it's very signature. Like, it's not everyone can do something like this. We have honestly heard people try to do it, like the Collective Sweet Tune and like the likes of Kim Sung-soo, and they just don't hit it the same way. And you could clearly tell Kim Sung-soo, oh, from the synthesizer work, the overall bass going on, the bass line, so good. Hey. Same with the intensity that's building up. And that's really due to how the vocal arrangement is, how the members play off each other, how they work off each other. You really can't expect who's singing next, who's gonna take up what part next, right? The follow-up, right? It is part of that intensity that you enjoy in this song, right? The bit of twists and turns. Overarching horns, yep. 약속. Wow, this is really you, Yann, right? Wow. Gravity, oh my goodness. Love that snapping. Yeah, I could picture a set choreo for this without a doubt that is very in sync, you feel me, with all the members here. I've got to admit though, verse 2, yeah, I think verse 2 is one of my favorite moments in the song, with along the lines of Gravity. I think the pre-chorus is my other favorite part, alongside the chorus up there. And then the bridge though, oh my goodness, we're getting there. Just how they vocally project themselves here. So beautiful. Not gonna lie, still got me in my eyes of one feels, but in that kind of manner. Woo-hoo. This is exactly why you shouldn't doubt the vocal skill set in tripleS as a whole in general. Like, they can come through and deliver something like this as well. It really goes to show, range stylistically, what they've done. It's vast, y'all. It's endless. Item of all possibilities, of course. Oh, this moment here, absolutely beautiful. Jiwoo, she really stands out in this song. Likes of Mayu too. It's really good hearing these members of tripleS shine in the subunit. Very space-like, dreamlike. Oh, and I even like the trickles of the ending there for Rhodanthe. So far, one of my favorite tracks, but I'm not going to be surprised if this gets overtaken later on, because if anything I've learned, no skips for tripleS and their subunits as a whole. So let's just get into the next B-side now. So this next B-side is titled Heavy Metal Wings. Now, I'm seeing huge familiar names across the board that make me so excited to check out this song. Names that are familiar, but also names that are familiar that hasn't worked with tripleS in the past before. Sure, we have Jordyn on the lyrics, we'll take him. But also we have Jungjian. Jungjian has worked on the likes of Girls' Capitalism, of course, Colorful as well. Honestly, songs where I can really get the right intentions and purpose in those songs. Very meaningful and all, and I'm sure that's going to be the case with Heavy Metal Wings here. Just the titling alone seems like this is going to be a meaningful song, everyone. And then we have, of course, Kim Taehyung. Kim Taehyung has worked on some of my favorite 17 tracks out there, the likes of Oh My. I was fortunate enough to listen to Oh My during KCON back in the day in LA, and that was amazing. I love Oh My by 17. Pinwheel as well. And then, of course, we have Sophia, still familiarizing with Sophia but Sophia has worked on Love Lucian's Cry Baby, a Light on Its Feet type of track, and then we have Dint. So this is a stacked track in terms of credits, everyone. I've got to admit, it's been stacked through and through from the intro leading up to now, and probably by the end of this album review. But I'm gonna bring it up here, Heavy Metal Wings, and let's go. Ooh, very punchy with it, with the drum kit work. Whoa, this is Katoni there? Oh my. I'm already in love with this song. Even the lyrics, see what I'm saying, y'all? Every day, every night, gathering tears. Yo, this is it. This is all stops. This is it. I don't burn in front of the sun. The one and only type. Because I'm a freestyle angel. Oh, the post-chorus too. Very earwormy and catchy with it. Some vocal moments. Love the percussion work in that song and how punchy the drum kit and kick drum snare work is, but the lyrics though. It's newer, I'll spread my wings. Wow, this really embodies independence, empowerment, just that mustering of courage and all. Specifically, speaking of the chorus, Mayu. There's that snare drum work in the back there. I just love myself. Oh, it's more in the forefront here. Oh my goodness. Like, Mayu has her moments, Jiwoo has her moments, Nakyung has her moments. Like, come on, what's there not to love? From the bit of like runs, the harmonization. Oh my goodness. This is so up my alley, and I did not expect this song to play out in this kind of fashion, y'all. Oh my goodness. The lyrics are so beautiful. The lyrics are so beautiful. Like, seriously, I feel like, here's one thing, I'm gonna address it and I'm gonna nip it in the bud right away. I feel like people got it way too twisted with, of course, Jayden Jung. Jayden Jung, for the longest time, I wasn't, like, fully against him, right? And nor wasn't really, like, defending him at all. But I just don't get the people, going against him at the end of the day, right? I feel like there's good intentions in terms of the music that he provides to tripleS as a whole, and you even see it in articles and mentions of the likes of having cohesiveness for tripleS as a whole, because you could sense it here in Heavy Metal Wings as well, whether that be, of course, Junjian, heavily on the lyrics and, I would say Jang implementing more so of the concept and theme behind the lyrics that he's wanting for the song, you feel me? For Evolution. There's right intentions in this. This is super meaningful in itself. It really speaks about empowerment, right? Of having that independence and resilience, right? But it's a matter of, clearly shown in the pre-chorus, mustering all that courage and opening up, you know what I'm saying? For how the pre-chorus went is like gathering tears of some sort, like all those things that you carry, all those burdens, all those time of events, the flaws that you have, that is embodied in your heavy metal wings, you feel me? But once the chorus hits, it really talks about, I know I'm free, on the lungs of like free, being beautiful, everything is pretty much up to me, myself, and I. And the clever follow-up with that was, cause I'm a freestyle angel, y'all. That is crazy. The lyricism here is on another level, everyone. Like, seriously. This has to be the most meaningful song right up to their title track, Invincible, without a doubt. Like, this has to be my favorite B-side by them, clearly, through and through, from start to finish in this song. I'm going to break it down bit by bit because this song has layers to it. It's like peeling an onion as it progresses, y'all. That is one analogy that I can put out for sure. So I'm gonna bring it up here again and break it down. So isn't that true? Like with this first verse, Kotone pretty much talks about the world is an unknowable maze, a road without an answer. You're not always gonna get that answer. You're calling, you know what I'm saying? Like, life is complicated. This world is complex in itself, right? It's an unknowable maze that you gotta navigate through, right, with your heavy metal wings. And what heavy metal wings means? It's your burdens, all the things that you carried leading up to now, you know what I'm saying, on your journey in life, right? So, wow. How often you get meaningful K-pop songs these days? I'm just saying. Not like heavily often, here and there, title track wise, B-side wise, but like most of the time solo artists do this kind of stuff, so you gotta give it to the likes of Jung and Jang on this. Ooh, the warping here. I love that electronic drum kit work that tends to be utilized in my favorite genres, whether it's like synthwave, disco, new disco, you name it. Just that transition there. But just how it drops here, I love it because it's newer. I'll spread my wings and get closer to the sun. But even notice it prior to that. Every day, every night, gathering tears, collecting all the pain and sadness that I carry. Wow, that hits deep. With that pre-chorus, like, I have chills alone reading this single line by the likes of Sumin, right? Knowing that hopefully the color-coded lyrics are more so on point. You don't want to always follow color-coded lyrics because they're not always correct, of course, keep in mind. But this pre-chorus, whew, packing a lot of truth and heat. Because there's that answer with the chorus. Woo-hoo. Ooh. Wow. And you think about like the title track Invincible, like the overall cohesiveness to this album, it's there so far. It's there leading up to this song, right? And the post-chorus, so catchy with it. Has that clap-alongable, sing-alongable, anthemic manner to it. Cause I'm freestyle angel. So what essentially verse 2 here, it tackles another point here actually, which was really clever as well, right? It says, all my life, it's gonna change. So here's the thing, with your pathway in life and your journey in itself, like, you gotta be able to adapt to what happens in your life, the turns of events, what you gotta try in life, try new things and all that adaptability. It really speaks out in terms of adaptability. It's gotta change, right? I gotta turn this page. I'll cross many boundaries with shining wings. Oh, that rudimental punchy kick drum snare work is everything. Maybe even some xylophone work here. But the meaningfulness does not stop here, because once we get into not the pre-chorus, sorry, but once we get into the bridge, right? There's extra added layers to it. And vocally, can we appreciate the vocal work in this song? So angelic with it. Heavy metal. Snare drum being more so muted in the back there, and then it pans in slowly but surely. Yeah, what's brilliant about this, right? It talks about sometimes it's heavy and cold, I just want to take it off and throw it away. AKA those wings, right? Heavy metal wings. But it's all part of me as I just love myself. Embracing oneself, loving oneself. Oh my goodness, that is the extra layer that I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy. I'm used to it. I've adapted to have these heavy metal wings. I've got to say, this might be B-side of the year as well. Like, it might be in my top 2023 B-sides. The vocal flourishes. This song is a masterpiece. It's a 10. It's 11 out of 10. It's a 12 out of 10, y'all. You've heard it right here on the channel by Garrison. Go tell them all why this song is that good. Let them all know. Let them all know. But hey, we gotta keep this roller coaster train running, or roller coaster running per se. I am lost for words at this point. let's just dive into the next B-side now. So this next B-side is titled 37.5 Celsius. What a titling of a song, I've got to admit. Anything like tripleS has dropped so far, very clever and creative title tracks and B-sides, you got to admit, for the titling of their songs. But for this particular track, we have GDLO from Moto Tree. More than love to see it. Moto Tree is a collective that I absolutely love and adore in terms of their production and their songwriting and all. GDLO has worked on many of our favorite songs, whether that be Rising by tripleS, of course, Hi Hi by Luna, likes of Simon Says, as well as other songs by NCT 127. The list truly goes on. Now, in terms of Kim Yeon-so, right, she has worked with the likes of Twice, if I recall correctly, Feel Special, has worked with aespa and their song Spicy, has worked with Le Seraphim, has worked with EXO's D.O., EXO's Kai, EXO as a whole, if I recall correctly. It just goes to show you, right? These people that they're bringing in, you know, to the studio or songs that they're getting for tripleS is being well considered, especially when you got Mono Tree in the works, that collective and all. So I'm gonna bring it up here, 37.5 Celsius. Let's go.
Love each other so much.
Love each other so much. Ooh, the synthesizer work here. Is this gonna be very synth pop heavy with it? Maybe. Love this keyboard work though. Ooh. Now this is the only color-coded lyrics I could find. Unfortunately, yeah, no English translation here, but I think I'm getting the intentions here. Ooh, the groove to this song though. Woo-hoo. Love that hi-hat work, a little bit of cowbell work. Oh, it's like a dream. I love how playful the keyboard work is too. With this verse too. Zoom in. Woo. What a vocal moment there. Oh, the intensity just seems to be adding up here. There's the chimes. Ooh. I love that bass guitar work too. I love how they played with us there. Man, that hi-hat work is non-stop. Thing, just what I need. Dream, Isalenim. Ah, that's catchy. Bridge. Whoa. I didn't expect this change up. With the synthesizer work though. Oh, wow. This is a lot to take in, I've got to admit. Thing, just what I need. This is really about falling in love. And all those emotions tied along to it. Hence, the temperature 37.5 Celsius. Okay, yeah. That has to be it, everyone. Like, I think that is the case. I wonder if I could find the lyrics online here, the English lyrics, to get a better grasp of this song. Celsius. Give me some time here, y'all. Let's see if I can find it. No, I don't think we have it here yet. But aside from that, 37.5 Celsius, I sort of get the intentions of this song, right? Just how it really talks about falling in love and all the emotions that's tied along to it. The anxiousness, the intensity, where the levels are to the point where, oh, it's getting kind of hot in here, you know what I'm saying? That intensity between one significant other one with another one, you feel me? So that's what I'm getting there. And then the bridge, I feel like, is part of the anxious, you know, not sure type of moment. And then once they bring it back after the bridge with the chorus, the final chorus, and the post chorus with the likes of, you got everything, just what I need, you know? With that, like, final chorus and then the post chorus, it just brings everything back. It's like, okay, I'm back in love. Like, I stepped out of, like, I'm not too as anxious, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this song, I love it. It's meaningful as well. I love the overall groove to it. But what I really like is that keyboard work. At times, it's like very classical with it, but then it's playful and jazzy at times with the chords and the keys that are being played. I feel like a lot of people, you guys should hone into that specifically. Percussion work is great with the likes of the cowbell work. The ticking of the hi-hat. I haven't heard a song utilize hi-hat that much, but it works in like the underlining parts for this song and all. So let me bring it up here again, break it down bit by bit, because this is a lot to cover in the song. It was a lot to really, you know, try to get down pat first go around.
Love each other so much.
Look at that, it was a lot to take in. I love the strumming here too. Sentimental. This is totally what GDLO would totally do. I could sense his influences for sure. I even sense Emily Yanso. Yeah, her influences on this as well. Ooh, that bass work, I love it. That bass guitar work. Building up that snare drum work. And this is such a classic side to tripleS, very classy and cool with it in terms of their overall signature sound as a group. And I like how that's being carried out throughout all of their subunits, as you can tell. With a layering here too. Thing, just what I need. Jeez, like, it just seems like every section in the songs that I've been enjoying on this album are so, like, they're either so memorable or so catchy. Such as 37.5 Celsius here, the post-chorus is so catchy, it has that sing-alongable quality and factor to it. Without a doubt. Dream, easily aim. I love Jiwoo's moments. Ooh, love that padding of the drums there ever so slightly. I love it. I just go back a bit. Very playful with it. Sort of like utilizing an offbeat more so. There's that cowbell. Really keeping the pace of the song. The chimes. Oh, the vocal moment here. And then we bring it up to this point here. Hold. Hold. I love that emphasis on 생각에. You hear that playful keyboard work with the chords and all in the back there. I'm telling you guys, it may seem so minimal, but it adds so much to the song. In fact, it's such an integral, I would say, in type of instrumentation being done in the song. Sort of like snare, 808 claps. I'd say that snare work. Very classy with the keyboard work here. Just what I need. This has to be my second favorite B-side, I think. Quite possibly. My everything. Can't be so needy. I likey. What a line too. Oh my goodness, y'all. They just keep on delivering and not missing, and I'm all for it. Okay, they're eating up these tracks like no tomorrow, but let's just get into the next B-side now. So this next B-side is titled Moto Princess. Was really looking forward to this song solely due to Sohyun herself, Park Sohyun. Everyone gotta give it to her. She has worked on the likes of course, Black Soul Dress for Lovolution, Deja Vu by Crystal Eyes, Je ne sais quoi, right? For Odd Eye Circles. So it's like, oh my goodness, like super talented, multifaceted member of tripleS, of course. And we got Jaden Jung as well on the lyrics. And then other familiar names like Sanyun, Maria Marcus, MLC have worked with tripleS in the past before, one way or the other, whether that be for Generation, whether that be Girls Capitalism, whether that be Complexity as well, one of my favorite B-sides out there. So I'm really interested in how the song's gonna play out, not only sonically, but like lyrics-wise. Unfortunately, I'm bringing up, lyrics that are color-coded without English translation. Keep in mind, color-coded lyrics can be incorrect and all. I'm just doing this to get somewhat of feeling of how distribution and how things are followed up amongst the members and all. So let's just dive into it. Oh, love the chords being played here and just this intro. Ooh, Nightgown. This is most definitely Nightgown. Okay, I'm feeling this. Whoa, it's picking up so far. Like right here. So fun with it. Oh, this is building up. It's building up. It's building up to something. Wow. This so satisfying with it and all. Let me take control. This really sounds like empowerment that I'm getting here. Like, just with a little bit of the English lines that I'm getting here. Red light, late light. Ooh. I'm so real. Run and fly. Okay. Open your eyes. So this is along the lines of a bit of realization. Maybe. I'm gonna have to search up the lyrics after this. Woohoo! Hey! Let me take control. Moto. Some Vocaloid sampling there. Whoa, what is this interlude? No bridge going on here? Okay. Wow. That was a cool interlude. Brief break from the song. What are these angelic moments, though? Moto. Oh, just the swagger and the attitude that I get with the motto and the ratata. I really think this is another song in regards to empowerment. But that fly line really connects with me. I'm gonna have to search it up here. Let's see if I can find the lyrics. Okay, I think I found rough translation of this. In the midst of a downpour, my tender tears burst forth. Run quickly until I'm out of breath, until I become me more. Run and fly, believe in me as I struggle. Open your eyes faster, even doubtably so. Look at me, I've changed without a hint of hesitation, slowly adapting in my clear and distinct pupils. See the transformed me even more, see the me that has doubled in speed. Drama unfolds. Want you, believe in you, come on. Show me more clues for the future. Let the flower petals scatter by your side. So I think this is a lot of encouragement and empowerment on the lines of trust yourself. Trust your intuition. If you have that good gut feeling, run with it. Go for it. And also at the same time, what I'm reading here, it talks about red light at times, late light at times. I pass like an echo. I make the light go, start the ignition. And I see the likes of the beat of my heart quickens. Let me take control. So it's really about like taking the risk, you know, and more so, well, a little bit of taking that risk, but that leap of faith in a way of leaving the past behind you and moving on is what I'm getting here with the lines of let me take complete control. Yeah, wow, what a song. You gotta give it to, of course, Jaden Jong and especially Park So-hyun on the lyrics for this particular song, because, man, she wrote up a storm in this one in a good way, I'm trying to say here. Like, she wrote up a meaningful song that really connects to us listeners for sure and fans. Like, this is truly empowering and all. It speaks only but the truth, right? There's times where it's hard for us to move on from the past, but we just gotta do so, and even from the present, because you know, tomorrow's another day. There's a lot more opportunity than tomorrow and the next day, and living in the now and moving on, right? So it's like, sure, you've been through a lot, but like, come on, let's take this opportunity and grab it, right? Trust in yourself, have more faith in yourself, right? I feel like a lot of ourselves tend to doubt ourselves and what we are doing in our lives and all, but sometimes we just gotta run with it and fly. Yo, this is crazy. This is already pretty much an album of the year album, but like, wow, Moto Princess speaks whole different levels up there. Like it this song is amazing. Let me bring it up here yet again and break it down once more, y'all. La 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 la. La 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 la. At first, as some may know, I thought Nakyung might be the bias and all. I think she is the bias, at least for me, in evolution for this subunit, and Jiwoo has to be the bias wrecker, of course. As some may know, Jinyu do be the bias because I've been following her since GP 999 and then got Sohyun as a huge bias wrecker. But wow, I love her moments throughout this album so far. Especially the likes of Heavy Metal Wings. I love how bouncy the beat is too. Like, it's very flamboyant and bouncy with it compared to the other tracks. Definitely very contrasting in terms of the key that's being utilized and the overall mood to the song. And the other songs. Open Your Eyes. Look at Me. Oof, the attitude, I love it. The confidence. I love that come on ad-lib too. And then let me bring it up slightly here. This red light, late light, you know, it's like, I'm gonna make my own way, you know what I'm saying? We all have this hesitation of like if we should run with it. I love that I'm so real line. Yeonji and Cheon seem to have great moments too in this song, I've got to admit, right? Control, yeah. The motto. If only you guys could see me dancing with my feet here, having a good time with it towards the song. And then there's this cool interlude that occurs instead of a bridge. La 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 la. La 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 la. A little bit of a break beat, garage sampling or instrumentation, drum kit work. Oh, these vocal moments in the back is to die for. Crazy. That's crazy, and we still got other B-sides to go and other tracks, but hey, let's just get into the next one now. So this next B-side is titled We, also known as Yes, of course. We got Jihai from Mono Tree here. We got Janitza as well, who's taken part on the likes of Air Force One by Odd Eye Circle and Company by Everglow. We also have Liam Dao, who has also taken part on My Secret Playlist by Odd Eye Circle. So somewhat familiar names that I'm sure we might end up seeing more and more in the K-pop scene or in the world of tripleS and, of course, Odd Eye Circle. But I'm gonna bring up We here and let it go. Oh, I like this sort of bongo congo. Bit of record scratches, turn discs. Ooh. What the quirky start here. Your attraction. My heart follows. Oh. Maybe about a newfound love. 808. Some synth strings going on. Love it. Okay. Oh, that string work. This is so sweet and cute. Oh. Okay, good, Sony. Oh, wow. Blushing cheeks. My heart follows, yeah. Definitely that newfound love feeling and intentions with the lyrics here. 808. That is so sweet. All those synth strings again. Love it. They add so much texture to the song. And these strings. The turn disc, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. These chords, these keys being played. Boom, boom. Oh, that boomy bass, I love it. Oh, those strings, I love it. And the lightheartedness in the vocal delivery too. Wee. Wow, what a sweet song as a whole. Nothing too intricate or complex or super duper meaningful, but I get the straight up intentions of about like falling in love, having a newfound love, and gravitating towards a particular someone, quite possibly where, you know, there could be a reciprocal kind of relationship, not just like a one-handed, like, or more so of a one-sided love. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna be that case there of one-sided love. I think it's, you know, a sweet kind of love, right? That is purposeful. So, wow, I like this song. You know, nothing that's taken away from the song as a whole. Nothing crazy about it or boundary breaking by any means, but it's the simple, straightforward track that's easy to listen to, and it does its job. It works, right? And I love how it's placed at this point into the album after Moto Princess. But there's some lines that I really want to point out, like that 808 line that I really love in this song. One of my favorite lines, I've got to admit. So I'm going to briefly go through this a bit. That's sort of like bongo congo work, and then the scratching of the turn disc or the record scratching. Oh, that is so cool. I love that sort of late 90s influence that we get in the mix in this song. Dip into the bass. Ooh. Makam. Just everything like about this screams like quirky and playful with it, am I right? Like, the beginning is very quirky, but the lines are very playful, like, very brief with it, and then it transitions to another member. Very brief with it, and it transitions to another member, you feel me? So the vocal direction and the arrangements there. Quiz now. Pancha, pancha. Yes, 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 yes. Popping sounds. And then a little bit of shakers. A lot of percussion work in this song. I love it. Like these percussive sounds coming into play here, whether it's the shakers and all. I love it. Katoni. This verse too with Katoni and surely it's Cheyenne, right? I really love this verse too the most in the song, right? I like the verse 2 and the chorus as well. Verse 2 adds a lot more depth to the song, more to munch on and to enjoy through our ears. AOA. That's pretty much the line that I was talking about, y'all. It's not real. Time keeps passing. Love how bouncy it gets. Taking out the hi-hats. Oh. Like I said, the strings, those synth strings, I love it. That adds so much to the song. Like that heartbeat, like motion, yeah. What a song, y'all. But let's get into, I believe, the final track in this album before I wrap things up and then provide my concluding thoughts now. So this next B-side is the final track on the album, but it is a minute and 53 seconds long about, so I'm getting more of a sense this is more so of an outro that could possibly lead into something. I'm gonna have to find out for myself, but so far in the first frame, I'm seeing Jiwoo only here for these color-coded lyrics, so I'm interested in how this particular song is gonna go. And then, of course, we got Ji-High in the works, and then, like I mentioned, Shannon Bae, who has worked on many of my favorite artists in the past before, and the likes of Promise 9 in the back there and all, but I'm gonna bring it up here. Let's go. Whoa. A little bit of chills right away here. Ooh, the thumping motion going on here with the movement. Oh. It's the piano work, the bass work, strings, orchestral work. Oh. You'll be there for me. Yo, what just happened? Whoa! That horn work and the heart beating. I don't know what happened, but at that one moment, I started bursting down tears for some reason. I think I was just so like immersed in the moments and just like connecting on the lines of the lyrics in this song. Jeez, I don't have any tissues. I'm a mess right now. Hold up. Give me a second here. Okay, I think I'm ready now to really speak upon Enhanced Flower by Jiwoo here. This no way has to be like the end of a song. Like, this can't be simply an outro. This has to be a beginning of something, where that be a brand new group like tripleS, a song for the group, right? Or for a subunit coming from tripleS, of course. But once we get hit with these lyrics right away, oh my goodness, I was feeling every single line and word by Jiwoo due to her delivery and just the emotional gravitas that was being provided in this kind of connection where it's like a level of mutual understanding. You feel me? Level of mutual understanding in terms of, wow, like, there's times where it takes a lot of courage to have that level of self-acceptance, but like, especially finding strength in the difficult moments in your life. And that's what I'm sort of getting here. But it really makes me think this is the beginning of something, right? Enhanced Flower. So, it's Enhanced Flower. It's like, okay, I've a lot of self-acceptance, embracing what's coming at me. It's I know, I in a way, I feel like it's going on along the line of that. I could be going way too deep in the pain here, but that's what I'm getting from this song. Like, I'm gonna point it out here in this second go around right away here, everyone. Just the rawness, right, of the instrumentation, the piano, the keys that are being played, right? It just feels like a very cold setting, right? And right away she says, time before the collision, you should embrace yourself, now full of light. So what I'm getting here, of course there could be lost in translation, but there are the lines of, you should embrace yourself. So, okay, when you're in the collision, it's recommended you to brace yourself. It's only natural, to do so, right? But I love how that plays with the word embrace, right? You gotta brace yourself during a collision, but you gotta embrace yourself now, in this time, in this moment, especially when there's now full of light, of opportunity, and potential. Yo. Say what you need to say, Jiwoo. You should embrace yourself now. The cleverness in these lyrics are incredible. I feel like there's this questioning moment too. This moment when I'm out of breath. You ask yourself, why are you so special? What makes me special? After growing like a black hole, take away gravity and fall down to the sky. This is where, it cuts deep. Heartbeat, a little groove being set. Bup, bup, bup. But I was like low-key feeling the beat, but then everything does come falling down in the moment right here. But this clear thing, you become clearer. So it becomes clear of oneself. It's like, oh, everything's becoming more clear and clearer now in terms of direction. And like, with due to just accepting myself for who I am and all, right? I'll be there for you, you be there for me. This is where the same level of mutual understanding that I was talking about, everyone. Oh my goodness, right?
Be there for you, you'll be there for me.
But what the sad truth is, I feel like this connection of we kill loving, it's like, in this cruel, cold world, love is dying, truly.
Kill loving.
Yo, this was powerful. Strumming of maybe a rhythm guitar. Oh, huge horns. Ending it with a heartbeat. Oh my goodness, y'all. Enhanced. Enhanced Flower by Jiwoo. What a crazy outro. I feel like y'all gotta understand, it's bigger than this. It is a bigger than this type of song. But you sure gotta give it to the likes of G-High from Mono Tree and Shannon Bay on this song. Anything that Shannon Bay takes part on, anything that G-High takes part on is outstanding. But like, oh, we gotta wrap things up here. We gotta try to go through it all and pretty much provide my concluding thoughts to this first mini album, Mujuk, from Evolution of tripleS. The really great subunits, pretty much a really high quality, cohesive mini album. So the intro track, sorry, I'm just trying to pace myself here. The intro track really sets the tone to the overall album, and Invincible carries a couple and several different elements and instrumentations in the intro. Then we have Rhodanthe. Obviously, I said what I said my 2 cents. Choi Hyunjin and especially Kim Sung-soo, like, sure, there is that Violetta feel, and of course Fiesta especially, but if anything, like, that just goes to show you that signature type of sound and trademark, more specifically speaking, is something to recognize by the likes of Kim Sung-soo and Sweet Tune, right? The synthesizer, the 80s synthesizer work, the stacked melodies, right? Its signature. And I really enjoyed that song. Future bass, tropical house route to it, touches of EDM as well. It was still surprising to me due to how the post-chorus went, and I liked how relentless it was. Heavy Metal Wings, oh, it's on a whole nother level. It's up there with Enhanced Flower, of course. I think Heavy Metal Wings, what is truly brilliant about that particular song is the juxtaposition, and especially how meaningful the lyrics carry from each and every single section, like I mentioned, from the pre-chorus to the chorus, the bridge as well. It's a whole vibe too. It's very enjoyable, and we got 37.5 Celsius, falling in love kind of manner type of song, and it was quite funky with it. It doesn't completely take that New Jack Swing influence, a little bit, you know, I've got to admit, but it had some of that New Jack Swing sheen to it per se. I really enjoyed that one by the likes of GDLO and Kim Yeon-soo. Moto Princess, though, I think has to be my second favorite, tied with Enhanced Flower. I say that because Enhanced Flower, I very well know that that's probably going to be a full track later on with other members in the future, and that's probably going to end up being one of my favorite songs from tripleS in general. But Moto Princess was very brilliant as well. It really stayed on the lines of empowerment for heavy metal wings, but Moto Princess is more so about moving on, right? Just trusting in your instincts, trusting in your gut feeling, and in yourself, right? So I appreciate that a lot from Park So-hyun and Jaden Jong, most definitely. Very sweet, effective, and cute with it. Nothing too crazy in regards to that one, and Enhanced Flower did something crazy to me. It did something crazy to me, guys. You guys can clearly tell. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to say if I don't enjoy a song. I'm going to say if I really enjoy a song. I'm going to say if something's just brilliant and game-changing. And wow, there were sure some boundary-breaking, game-changing songs within this album. Really, album of the year material, I've got to admit. So all in all, I think Heavy Metal Wings, Moto Princess goes next. And then it goes Enhanced Flower. Then it's Rhodanthe tied with 37.5 Celsius. And then last but not least with We. But let me know your thoughts, everyone. This has been Garrison. Be sure to let me know your favorite B-sides in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this first listen and album review, be sure to let me know if you enjoyed any of my statements or objective standpoints and such. But be sure to like and subscribe, as it goes a long way and it helps out the channel a lot. It means a lot to me, everyone. It does support the channel. I can't express that enough. Take care as always. This has been Garrison, and peace.